Is this a real human body? Guys, maybe many of you like to go to museums. Either just to walk around, take aesthetic photos, or really want to learn and gain knowledge. Well, there is one very interesting museum, guys. Interesting, and maybe a little scary. This museum is a museum that displays living creatures, showing off the inside of living creatures, including humans. But that's not the most terrifying part. Of the hundreds of museum collections, there is one exhibit that is suspected to be a real human body. The body of a pregnant woman, who is suspected to be a news anchor from China, who was declared mysteriously missing in 1998. Let's discuss this mystery. Who doesn't know the Bodyworlds Museum? A museum with all its controversial news. This museum belongs to a German anatomist, Dr. Gunther von Hagens. Bodyworld has a large collection of body parts and anatomical structures of living things. Yes, real living things. So, these bodies were first preserved, using the plastination process, then the fat in the body was removed, until the bones, flesh, and muscles remained. The bodies were then displayed in this museum. And not only animal bodies, but also human bodies. Dr. von Hagens has said that the human bodies he has, come from people who have long donated their bodies. Basically, they have agreed that their bodies are used as a form of research, and also science. Although, not a few people accuse Dr. von Hagens of obtaining the human bodies illegally. In fact, not a few other countries have banned this exhibition in their countries, because they feel that this exhibition is unethical. In addition, there is a national or international secret that says that Dr. von Hagens used the body of a practitioner of the banned sect Falun Gong, China. During his life, this person was persecuted by the Chinese Communist Party, then sentenced after being found to have carried out illegal organ harvesting practices. Well, Dr. von Hagens was also suspected, guys, of using the bodies of executed prisoners and unknown bodies. Of the many collections in Bodyworlds, there is one that really catches your eye. This body is called the Reclining Pregnant Woman, and of course, this woman is lying down with the fetus still in her belly. From most people who have seen this, many have asked, is it possible for a pregnant woman to be willing to donate her body? More than that, surely what happened to this body is something very bad, and how could her family be willing to let this be displayed in public? And because of this body, people started to feel that there was something strange going on with the Bodyworld Museum. And sometimes the public can be very useful detectives, right? People began to search for the truth, or a clue, until the suspicion arose that the pregnant woman's body, displayed in Bodyworld, was a Chinese woman, named Zhang Weijie. Who is Zhang Weijie? Zhang Weijie, a woman who works as a news anchor at a local news station in Dalian City, China. Her name was quite famous in the 1990s. She became famous because of her scandal. When she was a news presenter, it was suddenly discovered that Zhang Weijie was pregnant. When people found out she was pregnant, questions arose from the public about who was the father of the child, because at that time, it was not known. Until finally, news emerged that she was in a relationship with a man named Bo Zilai. Well, Bo Zilai was not just her boyfriend who accidentally impregnated her. Instead, Bo Zilai was a very, very powerful person in China. He was the mayor of Dalian at that time. In addition to being a mayor, he was the son of a famous Communist Party hero, Bo Yibo. A hero who was so famous that he was nicknamed 8 Great Eminent Officials. Well, what made this news big was when the news anchor was pregnant, and the father of her child was Bo Zilai. Bo Zilai was not with her. Why? It's all because Bo Zilai already has a family, guys. And the family was no ordinary family either. His wife, who was with him at the time, was his second wife, named Gu Kailai. And this wife, Gu Kailai, was the daughter of a revolutionary military man. So, that Zhang is involved in a very powerful family. Her boyfriend is a mayor and also the son of a patriot in China. Her boyfriend's wife is the daughter of a military man. And Gu Kailai is not just an ordinary wife, she is also a powerful person. Has a good educational background, and she is also a respected lawyer in China. She has her own law firm in Beijing. Even the cases she is handling are very big. One of them is winning a lawsuit against a data collector in Alabama, United States. At the same time, She also still represents some companies in Dalian, which are involved in problems. And she also still has time to write a book called Uphold Justice in America. Wow.
What? What the?
As we all know, Zhang was in a bad position. Bo Zilai and his wife, Gu Kailai, were two very powerful people. How dare she, in 1998, publicly announce that she was pregnant? And she was 8 months pregnant and would soon give birth. Without further ado, she also announced that the father of her child was Bo Zilai. No one knows why she decided to announce her affair with Bo Zilai in public. Either she didn't have access to let Bo Zilai's wife know, or she wanted Bo Zilai to accept her as his wife. No one knows, because not long after that, Zhang suddenly never appeared on TV again. In 1998, in China, this news shocked China, and the rumor circulating in China was that Gu Kailai felt humiliated. She finally asked Zhang not to appear on TV anymore. Basically, she resigned from her job. But after further investigation, Zhang not only disappeared from television, but she also disappeared from this life. She just disappeared. There is no information about where she is now. Plus guys, if you look for information about Zhang's disappearance from the people around her and search on the internet, you also won't find information, why she doesn't appear on TV anymore, or where she went. Well, this is China, whose government always strictly controls information. Many speculate that Zhang was deliberately killed by Bo Zilai and Gu Kailai. But all of that can't be proven guys. Until people who remember this case, since 1998, began to associate this story with the body of a woman displayed in Bodyworlds. And it turns out, after being investigated, many irregularities were found, which strengthened the suspicion that the body displayed in Bodyworld was indeed Zhang, who had been missing since 1998. After investigation, it was discovered that Dr. von Hagens had a factory in Dalian. His factory was called Von Hagens Plastination Company. And this factory was used to make exhibits in his museum. It was built in 2003 with the approval of the mayor of Dalian at that time. Who was he? He was Bo Zilai, which he approved in 1999. And why was this factory built? Because at that time, China did not have regulations prohibiting the processing and export of corpses. And it is also known that the person overseeing this factory was Gu Kailai.
Damn!
Okay, back to the body in the Bodyworlds. People also began to realize that the body had similarities to Zhang. Someone also traced and looked at the body again, and believed that the pregnancy was 8 months old, the same as Zhang's pregnancy when she disappeared. Here is also a testimony from someone on a Mandarin TV station in the United States, NTD Television, who revealed very surprising information. There was a man named Sun Dijang who said, "I received a request to put Zhang Weijie's body into the human specimen factory." Well, with the lively debate with the Bodyworlds Museum, people began to wonder about this information. Dr. von Hagens firmly said, "That's not true, we don't use bodies from people who don't want their bodies displayed. The museum only displays bodies from people who have decided to donate them to the museum during their lifetime." Then came another piece of information from a Chinese corpse supplier who said, the bodies used in the museum are the bodies of executed Chinese prisoners. With this big rumor, finally Dr. von Hagens said, "It's true, the bodies used are Chinese citizens." He got the bodies from the Chinese ministry and he didn't know where the bodies came from. But this confession could actually be a statement that could eventually attack Dr. von Hagens because people began to wonder, is it possible for a pregnant prisoner to be executed? Because it turns out that in China, if there is a prisoner who is pregnant and will be executed, she will be executed after her child is born. Then Dr. von Hagens said that the body of the pregnant woman in the Bodyworlds was the wife of his close friend who was Chinese, and died accidentally, and his friend did not want people to know. And that was the only information he gave. Alright guys, if you look closely at this story, the one who gave the approval for this factory was Bo Zilai, and the one who supervised it was Gu Kailai. Could they be the friends in question?
Oh my god! Wow!
Finally the investigation stopped at that point. Until now, this case is unsolved. There is no more question, where is Zhang, or, is it true? the body displayed in Bodyworlds is Zhang's body. But guys, before we end this video, here are the facts about Bo Xilai and Gu Kailai. In 2011, Gu Kailai and her family were accused of poisoning a British businessman, Neil Haywood. This case occurred in China and involved the local police chief, Wang Lijun, who was also Bo Xilai's subordinate. Based on the results of the trial, Gu Kailai was proven to have killed Neil Haywood for reasons of economic interests, and also, Gu Kailai was worried about Haywood, who always threatened his son. Because she was proven guilty, in 2012, Gu Kailai was finally sentenced to life in prison. Then in 2013, Bo Xilai also received a life sentence for bribery, embezzlement, and abuse of power, and passed the registration for von Hagens plastination company in 1999.
I feel the sentence is a fair one. It shows that the court fully respects the law as well as the facts. It shows the court's respect towards life.
The long-awaited trial of disgraced Chinese politician Bo Xilai began on Thursday at the courthouse in China's Jinan city. The man, once tipped for the highest level of government, is charged with bribery, corruption and abuse of power.
Then in 2017, he was released on parole due to liver cancer. What? Is this all the payback for what they did? The prayers of Zhang's parents were answered. Even though they were entangled in different cases, people still think that they were the ones who killed Zhang and put his body on display. But once again, all of this cannot be proven. Do you think that is Zhang's body? With all the strange events that occurred between Bo Xilai, Gu Kailai, and Dr. von Hagens is enough evidence that they are the perpetrators of this case. What is clear is that until now, the case of the disappearance of Zhang the news anchor has not been solved. That's enough for this video. If you like it, don't forget to press the like button and comment. Thank you guys. Bye.